Hello and welcome to today's webinar, Navigating DLA R&D. We're about to get started in a second, just letting everybody sort of load in and arrive. Let me do a few housekeeping items. My name is Mary Ann Brown, the president of Forum. Just a few things to keep today running smoothly. If you experience any technical issues or have any questions during the program, just reach out to me in the chat. I'll be happy to assist you. We want today's event to be interactive. If you have any questions for today's speaker at any point, just type them in the Q&A. They'll address them at the end of the webinar. And after this, we will be downloading the recording and sending it out to the attendees so you can rewatch it afterwards as well. And now I would like to introduce today's speakers, starting with our moderator, Alexa Choi, the CEO of Forum, bringing over 15 years of experience in growth, capture, and business development across the federal contracting landscape. And our speaker today, Martina Miles Johnson. She serves as the Defense Logistic Agency Research and Development Deputy Director, leading $49 million in man-tech programs spanning additive manufacturing, batteries, microcircuits, and supply chain technologies in support of the defense industrial base. A 20-year Army veteran and with distinguished service across Operations Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, and Enduring Freedom. She brings decades of acquisition technology and logistics leadership to this conversation. Okay, Alexa, take it away.
Hello, thank you so much for being here with us today. And Martina, thank you also. We're so happy to have you.
I am more than happy to be here today. So good afternoon, everyone.
All right, let's get into it. So,
Absolutely.
Martina, before we go deep, let's level set. What is DLA and where does the J68 sit inside of DLA?
DLA is the nation's combat logistics leader, Defense Logistics Agency. So everything that we can provide to not only peacetime, wartime, humanitarian, and crisis situations to support our warfighters, DLA is in charge of. We are the nation's logistics leader. So that goes from beans, to bullets, to beds, to uniforms, MREs, you name it, parts for weapons. We filter it all through DLA. And we work not only for the Department of War, but across all of the whole of government agencies, FEMA, HHS, so forth. So it is really, people want to call us the Amazon of the department, but we're better than Amazon because we can go places that Amazon, the little brown truck people can't go. And we serve a customer that's not only just a regular day-to-day customer, but it's the warfighter and it's our nation that we're protecting. So I think our mission is pretty unique and pretty special.
Yes, absolutely. And I know that industry who even supports DoD considers DLA the fourth state when it comes
Yes,
to state agencies, you know, and so that is one of the agencies that supports the entire base,
absolutely.
not just DoD, like you were saying, also partners with FEMA and other agencies to kind of keep the whole missions running forward.
Absolutely. And so where does R&D and J6? And so J6 is just information operations. But
Mhm.
inside of information operations and just inside of the agency sits R&D.
Mhm.
You have to ensure that there are cutting edge technologies. And just not technology, I just want to focus on that, but things that help the warfighter operate. We need batteries, we need food, we need
Right.
parts. So all of those things need to have a spirit of innovation because we all know things are rapidly changing and it's just not the technology. The technology changes, but it also changes all of the piece parts that can support the warfighter. Like I said, battery. Now batteries are solar, right?
Right.
Biometrics. We want to be able to scan our face and to be able to go into places. So what are those things? So R&D is a critical piece for us to do those innovation experiments to support all of our supply chain. And I'll tell you a good example. If you look right now with the war in Ukraine, And
Right.
everyone knows they're the underdog. But the way that they're beating the Russians is because they're using drones.
Mm.
There's new warfare. And so guess, DLA and some of our partners have been in the forefront and working with. But the good news and what's been accelerated is that we're doing the research and development, we're piloting and prototyping, but now transition is happening more rapidly because we need those capabilities on to support these crises. We need them on the battlefield, the airfield, wherever that's needed to support it. So R&D plays a unique role because we get to test and play, and if stuff fails, it fails fast. If it needs to be a paper, at least we've done our due diligence and
Right.
studies. If it needs to be a product, we now have labs using universities and colleges, small, large, like I said, universities, our labs from the services so that we can actually develop some of those capabilities, the actual
I Yeah, I love that. It sounds like a lot going on at one time, honestly.
It is. It is. That's innovation, right? It doesn't
Right.
stop. It's kind of like all over the place.
Right, for sure. So let's talk about the color of money, because I know this is something that, from an industry perspective, which is, where I come from, we wonder about the different buckets of money and when they come into play, because that is actually part of the timing that tells us when you're looking for different vendors and what you're looking for. So from the R&DC, how does the work that J6 does actually get funded? How does it kind of come into your hands, and then how do you get it into like the contracting officers, and how does that whole flow down work?
Okay, let me first start by just talking about the three pools of money.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to first talk about RDT&E.
Okay.
So, what you need to know, and folks out in the audience, this is inside baseball I'm giving you. So, that's number one.
Well,
Each of the services get funding from Mantech. It is a OSD Mantech product. And I'm going to have Asia put this information in the chat so that you know the Mantech programs. Um, so all of the services get RDT&E money from the government. It is appropriated funds. No one can touch it. It comes straight from the presidential budget. And
awesome.
I will tell you, DLA, we're about 60 million. The other services, way more money than us. And you can see
Yeah.
this information. It's available online.
Yeah.
So it's in the budget. And every year, we don't have to palm for it. We have to put in some information, of course, to make sure we're spending it. But that money is there. So that's always our pot of money. It's always available for 2 years. So the
Okay.
first year of that money, we have to spend at least 70% of it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a metric that they have. It may change, but I'll make sure we get the correct information. But we have to show that we've executed. So that means, boom, we got to put it on contract and start the process with the vendor
Right.
immediately to show that we're expediting, we're doing our expenditures, right? Obligations, commitment, expenditures.
Right.
And so the way that we can account for that is via using a DLA system called WAF, EDA, IRAP, whatever the pie, all the same. But that's how we're accounting for our expenditure and know it's getting spent up.
Got
So
it.
that first year is total execution mode. We're
Got it.
actually doing our testing, development, piloting, prototyping, working with the vendor, all happening. We get a little grace period. We think we give the vendor 60 to 90 days to ensure that they get everything in their ducks in a row, that they got on a wall, if
Yeah.
they're, functionally being able to put the
Yeah.
information in, put in their deliverables so that we can get them paid. So you got a little bit of grace during that
Yeah.
period, but that first year is heavy on ensuring that things are being expended. The
Got it.
second year, you're kind of in that phase of you got the pilot and prototype done. Now you're kind of in that enhancement, um, getting in new requirements because now you've had that customer interaction. So
Yeah.
the second year, you're kind of basically almost there. But what it's important about that second year is that we can now start planning for the second pot of money.
Okay.
Yeah, so now we got the RD&T. We've expended a lot of our funds. We know that this is a go. Our vendor is lockstep with the stakeholder. We have started navigating the enterprise to ensure that it can be maybe transitioned to the enterprise. Maybe it's a white paper. We know that it's going to go out to whatever customer that need it. But in past, we give it the DTIC so we can post it across the department so others can use it.
Yep.
It may go to the services. They said, hey, we need that NSN. We need that part. So now we put it in the NSN bucket. So now it's available for you to order, for us to order the part. We
Right.
also know that it may go for further research.
Right.
So it allows us to start bucketizing where that capability is going to go, which then aligns to the next step of funding.
Mm-hmm.
So the next step of funding for DLA, you guys know that we are the defense capital. We have something called the WICA funds. It's the Defense Capital Working Fund. That means DLA makes its own money
Yep.
because we sell fuel.
Right.
Plus, we're those agency, we have contracts, and so we're turning and burning. There's not a lot of Defense Capital Working Fund organizations. DLA is one, US Transcom is one.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that we can use our own money
Right.
to actually fund a given capability. And once that's identified with the stakeholders that we need Defense Capital Working Fund, we palm for it, we put in you first. So that's a pot of money we can use. The other good news about R&D is that we have a pot of money called O&M,
Aha.
which is the operations and maintenance, which basically means we're going to sustain it.
Yeah.
So while you're kind of in that phase of moving to the enterprise, R&D has a pot of money that we can help the transition. And when we
Mm.
help the transition with our partner, that allows them to start picking up the tab for sustainment. So we help them build their palm. We help them develop what that O&M funding strategy is and the
Mm.
acquisition strategy. So
Got
there's
it.
three pots of money that can be in play. First, it starts with the RDT&E.
Yep.
The WIC of money helps for sustainment.
Yep.
O&M helps with operation and maintenance for sustainment. And when you're on that journey with us, we're guiding you, working with your stakeholders to ensure that we know the path that that capability is going to go through. And
Right.
I will tell the listeners out there that all of DoD really operates that way. There
Mm-hmm.
is the RDTM fund that we start. So when I told you about the ManTech programs, and I'll tell you, the inside baseball is that R&D programs for the services and the whole of government. I'm talking about Veteran Affairs, HHS, FAA, they got money too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to venture out. Look for their announcements on sam.gov because that's where they have to put everything
Yep.
because we're part of the small business community. Those
Right.
cyber phase ones, that information's out there. So I would say that's kind of the path we all use. And some may vary, based on their organization, but that's what's available. But you got 2 years to prove yourself. The other piece I mentioned was cyber. If you're going the small business route, which DLA is very keen on, there's a phase one cyber, you're going to win award about 100K just to prove it out. The second phase then allows you to go bigger to scale it. But by that third phase cyber, that allows you to roam free about the country. You can hunt anywhere. And
Mm.
DLA
Yeah.
is all about the phase three cyber and supporting any of our capabilities to have to be able to get funding from the Army, get funding from the Navy, get funding from wherever they're looking to provide a capability to. You don't have to stay to DLA R&D. You can go to other means. So um, I just believe that, and we'll make sure we get this information out about the different SIBRs, phase
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and 3. we'll get information to you. And you guys are probably already smart. You're already savvy out there about, using sam.gov. But what Asia put in the chat is DLA's web page that has R&D in it. And I encourage you, and I don't know about the rest of the service, how they propagate what they do in terms of R&D, and but I would tell you that information's there. You just need to know how to navigate it. And so you got a friend in me, so I can
Yeah.
definitely help with that.
Well, I really definitely appreciate that. So thank
Mhm.
you for all that super interesting information. I had one question about what you said, and then I'm going
Okay.
to go into the next question. So the question I had about what you just explained is the money kind of transitional, and is it only for J68 or is it for all of DLA? So do you have to go step one, step two, step three? Or could you jump into three if you had a solution for three, or could you get into two if you had a solution for two? And kind of like that was my first part of the question. And the second part was the way that you explained the three buckets of money, was it only for J68 or was it for all of DLA?
It's A for all of DLA
Okay.
because you're going to need all of DLA to help support a transition, especially if it's in-house, right?
Yeah.
You're going to need the Wicked Fund, you're going to need the O&M. Um, I would say this. Um, that is really the construct that we use to answer your initial question, that we start with RDT&E. And I would tell vendors out there to start there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you're going to be thrown into doing solicitations. You're going to be thrown into bigger competition than you.
Right.
So leverage the small business piece of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the good thing about DLA, we're TR level number 6, which means that it's applied research. We
Right.
can use an existing technology. That's key. So
Yeah.
your solution may be a COT solution that you rewicker to be GOTS, but the key is the problem you're solving for.
Right.
You say you can do AI. Well, everybody can do AI, but what is the
Right.
DLA problem they're
Right.
trying to solve with your solution using AI?
Right. That's the real question.
That's the real question. That's it.
Right.
I mean, everybody can do AI. It's a
Right.
dime a dozen at this point. But
Right.
DLA is looking for specificity in the
Right.
problems we want to solve. So that's why I encourage anyone who wants to do business with DLA, read our strategic plan.
Oh yeah.
The director has laid out what our priorities are.
Right.
And I would tell everyone it would behoove you to read anybody's strategic plan so that you understand what solutions people want to go after and where they want to infuse some innovation.
Yes, absolutely. I have
Yeah.
to say that the DLA strategic plan, which I have read, it's actually really interesting. Is that it was really well done.
Logistics is hot now. I mean,
Yeah,
it's new. I
it
mean,
is.
people didn't understand, like, we got to get stuff. Well, how are you
Right.
getting it?
That part.
How
Yeah.
are you getting it? And now with so many crises and conflicts, and you see how we're woven into them, you know, and just a case in point, when all that bombing that's going on in Iran right now, you see that our military bases are being targeted.
Hmm.
Those military bases that are being targeted houses systems that are logistics.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
now the enemy has really figured out if I bomb that warehouse, guess what? Those folks aren't going to be able to get their supplies.
Right.
If I bomb that particular airfield, that means those planes aren't going to fly. But what comes with planes? They got torpedoes and bombs. So,
Right.
bam, I done knocked out a whole capability in someone's ability to get after us even more. So, logistics is hot. And so, when
Yeah.
you hear the word contested logistics, it's the enemy now has figured out, boom, let me go ahead and bomb that supply line. Because guess
Yep.
what? That plane can't get fuel. That means they can't fly. That means they can't bomb us. And that
Right.
means my kids are safe in Iran.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So Martina, walk us through the BAAs and the commercial solutions openings. Who is each one right for, and why are they often a better on-ramp for a non-traditional company than a standard, SAM.gov contract?
So, Alexis, what I want you to do is bring the BAAs and Asia put it in the chat for us. Click on that button so I can walk through them. I think it's a better illustration. And for those of you online, if you want to go ahead and click with me and open them up and you have some questions, because then I'll go through all the programs and their BAAs. And there's some key things I want to tell you about the BAAs. Number one, they're good for 10 years. So don't feel like you got to run out there today and just go ahead and answer a BAA. It stays the same. We have to go through a process to update a BAA.
Yeah,
So that's number
I'm
one.
gonna share my screen.
Okay, share your screen, and then I'll talk to it.
Yeah, that's
So this is open to you. So just know that they're available, and you can. I'm going to show you where you get information about the program for the BAs. Okay, so there you go. So scroll on down. Keep on. There we go. Broad agency announcements. There they go. So there's the links. But that is really the key to really, you went into the SIBR Small Business Program. Can you scroll down a little bit more? I'm gonna see some. Let me see what else is. Yeah, this is what I want. That's the deal. Oh, right here, right here, right
Yep.
there. So, but this is our main page, guys. This is the center of gravity for R&D. These are all of our programs. Like I said, there's great things about DLA R&D. There's the manufacturing. If you scroll up a little bit, we have the manufacturing programs because, of course, we need manufacturing, right?
Oh yeah.
So DLA is the center of gravity for parts and everything else. So we have our Mantech programs. And then we have our logistics tech, log tech programs. So that really allows us to really straddle both fronts. We do the IT, but we also do manufacturing because we're part of the defense and industrial base. Guys, we're still manufacturing parts, period. We need additive manufacturing because we got to do 3D printing.
Oh
So
yeah.
just understand that there's two sides of this. So when you see the BAAs, it really aligns to those programs. So I see that they got a lot of the success stories. So you can understand the gamut of small businesses and folks that we work with.
Oh
And
yeah.
you can see
Right.
the BAA and topic that they actually sent a proposal for. And that's why we put it out there so that you know the success stories. The other piece that she's scrolling to is kind of the deal, the release schedule. This is the release schedule for every R&D program across the department. This is just not DLA. You
Mm-hmm.
see, it says DOW, SIBR, SITR release schedule. That means the Army uses it, the Navy, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So now you know when to submit your stuff.
Yep.
That's
So
the key here.
so you want to be kind of coming up with a solution on around the 5th. You want to have it be ready to be building out, and then you want to have it submitted. But before the 23rd, government goes into evaluations and will announce towards the end of the year, and then it will kick off in March. Is that kind of the way that this works?
I'm going to have to give you a gold star, Alexis,
Yeah.
because
I,
you just rolled out, girl. You just, that's it.
I can
That's it.
read.
It's not rocket science. Just read. It's
Yeah.
really not. People say, make it make sense. Well, this makes sense.
Yeah,
And it
it does.
gives you
Yeah.
time to plan.
Yeah.
It really does. Okay. Okay. I get excited about that stuff.
I love it. Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, so let's talk about and this is going to go into a little bit more about what you were talking about. What do you think, in your opinion, are the top two or three critical technology gaps that your team is prioritizing right now?
You went to critical technology. So right now we're hot on quantum.
Mm-hmm.
That's hot. So inside baseball, look, we are going to put out a paper. We're going to put out a BAA and a call. And so just understand. So let me just trace it all the way down. So that area fits into the log tech because it's IT related. It's
Right.
not main tech,
Right.
log tech. So when you're looking at the website and the tab says man tech and log tech, go to log tech.
Okay.
It is going to be under our LTR, which is Logistics Technology Readiness
Mhm.
Program, and you can read all about it. And a broad agency announcement that accompanies it has quantum in it. So it's already aligned. So you're already good. I've given you the path. Then I want you to know we're going to put out a call for papers because we want a study done about
Mm.
how DLA can use quantum. What is
Interesting.
our strategy?
Okay.
So know that across the board, since there's been a mandate by DOW to jump into the quantum world, though China has already been in there, we're kind of late on the ball game there. So there's going to be a lot of requests for studies, information for quantum.
Right. Okay.
Big one across the department. So that's hot. The second is zero trust and operational technology.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Big mandate by DOD. You
Mm-hmm.
know it is. It's already out there. And a lot of, because there's a mandate, various services have to get on the bandwagon by a certain date. So just know that that's out there. So I would say ZTOT, zero trust, operational technology.
Uh-huh.
So that I would say that would be the third is biometrics.
Yes, I've been seeing that more and
Oh
more.
my gosh, you talking about money?
Right. Right.
Money that the Department of War has sunk into it. And what I do know about that is that the group that's doing that, they are they are running. They are really wanting to infuse biometrics into everything, and they got tons of money to spend.
Right.
So important. And so, Asia, what I want you to do, I want you to send them the link to the MIIs, and that is the Manufacturing Innovation Institutes. Let me tell you something. This is the biggest thing you're going to take away. You go into that link, it lists all the MIs.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is biotechnology. One focuses on cyber. One focuses on additive. One focuses on robots. But what's key here is they put solicitations out because they
Mm-hmm.
want to partner.
I
They
see.
want to award contracts.
Got it.
And that's another source. You can come to DLA. Of course, I would love to always have all of you, but I got to share. So
Wow.
I will share you with the MIIs.
Okay.
Yeah, that they, believe me, they got tons of money and they
Yeah.
want to spend it.
And they're looking for ways to get out.
Yeah, and see what's unique about them, and that's two. And another source of funding I didn't cover, and I apologize for this, Lexus. I'm going to go back to the
Sure.
funding conversation, but there's something called congressional ads.
Ah.
Yeah, our Congress folks are still earmarking various cities in their state to target innovation and
Hmm.
manufacturing. And they call them congressional ads because they come from a certain congressperson. Makes
Mhm.
sense, right?
Good.
Right now, we got over $200 million of additional congressional ad money.
Wow.
Told you we already have a 70 million, 60, $70 million budget. We
Right.
just piled on 200 million because some congressman in Kentucky said, I need you to use this company and use this group to support, strategic materials or whatever, whatever. Those MIs I gave you, they get congressional ad money too.
I see.
So the
Okay.
congressional ad money is out there. When you guys are hearing words like reclama and there's
Yeah.
money out there, it's
That
that it's them eyes that are getting the money and us.
got it.
We're all getting a piece of the pie.
Okay. Very
Yeah,
cool. So
Alexa.
I'm this has been super like
I
lots of
know.
things.
Okay, hold on.
Um, Walk us through kind of the evaluation, like how does the J68 evaluate the BAAs? Like what specific
Okay.
elements make one submission stand out above the pack?
Okay. So first rule is to follow the rules. I know you
Be
guys are the
compliant.
best of breed, but some of you guys just go off on your tangents and start talking your stuff, and you never answer the question.
Right. Yeah, that's
If it says to put the solicitation number in, put the solicitation number in. If it
right.
says to give your address, put your address in. So
Right.
just do yourself a favor and do the basics.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Because
be
if you don't
compliant.
do
Got
that,
it.
guess what? You're not moving forward.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
We're looking for ways to get rid of you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're looking for them. Don't give it to us.
Right.
It's
Right.
basic stuff. The second, if it says 5 pages, hello, 5 pages, that's it. And don't make three of them is why you're the best of breed.
Right.
Don't make it. You need to answer the question.
Right.
And number one question is once you read the broad agency announcement and what the requirement is, you need to be very explicit about that you understand the problem that you're trying to solve for DLA.
Yeah. Right.
We
Yep.
want to know that you can solve our problem, and this is how.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, if you can't answer that, we sniff that out immediately. Like, did they answer the question?
Right. And then also, I was going to say, going back to what you had said earlier, not just how you solve it today, but from where DLA is going. So do your
Yes,
homework, make sure
yes.
you're answering the question, be compliant. I mean, that's table stakes. If you can't be compliant, don't be in government contracting, period.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But be compliant, answer the question, and then talk about not just today how you're solving the problem, because technology is moving fast, right? How are you solving it for the mission moving forward with the way that DLA wants to move forward?
Yeah, the short game is the short game, but we're
Right,
definitely looking at the long game. And then you have to have us understand that you're willing to adhere to the DLA way,
right,
that your solution is cloud agnostic. You don't have to be AWS, you don't have to be Google, you don't have to be Microsoft. You can be it
right,
all. That you
right,
understand the technologies that are being used across the department. You understand policies that are being mandated and need to be adhered to, that
right,
you have grasped the entire landscape. And like I said, that strategic plan is going to give you all the answers. So I would say for you to just really just do a little bit homework and
yeah,
make sure you infuse those things that are DLA centric in it, but with the overarching understanding, you see the department. You understand there's a national defense strategy, and that you are very aware of the various roles that the U.S. government is playing as terms of being a humanitarian, a peacekeeper, a crisis fire putter outer, that we're
right,
just not centric to domestic, that we are global.
right.
And that's the way the warfighter is going to fight from now on and
Yeah,
have been.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I would say that's the roadmap. And I would say, lastly, when we get our proposals in, and I'll just be honest with you, for a given topic, we get in 50 to 100 proposals. It
wow,
depends. Yeah, we get a lot of proposals in for different things. But I think what's key to it is that who's looking at it on the other side.
right.
So that's why I tell you to be cognizant of your responses because that program manager, when you read that one pager about the program, that's the program manager really speaking about their program. And they're
Mm-hmm.
the ones who is doing your evaluation. They're the number one person. And if
Mm-hmm.
you have questions early on, send them. Don't be
Mm-hmm.
afraid. Just send the question. You don't understand something, send it. Because guess who's going to answer it? That
Right,
same PM. So
right.
you can already put yourself on the map
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, making sure you understand what the question is and that you can answer it in a way so that you have clarification on how to write it. So it is that same PM. That's who does your evaluation, guys, nobody else.
Right.
Then we send it to contracting. So the process is BAA, white papers come in, they're scanned and looked at. The PM reads them, evaluates them. They may drag in another PM, maybe who has an expertise in something like the technologies. They may drag in another PM, but it's DLA PMs that are reading it. We don't have some outside organization reading that stuff. It's
Right.
us. I've read
Right.
them.
Right.
After it's read, we submit it right to the KO who awards them. So there's no
Right.
little people in between
Right.
saying, "Oh, do this, do that." No,
Right.
it's us.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
good.
this is great because a lot of the other agencies might use a middle agency like GSA, and then once you get so many cooks in the kitchen, it's like playing a game of telephone. So, yeah, no, I appreciate that DLA does DLA evaluation work. That
Yeah.
means the world to the industry as, because it takes us time and effort and energy to respond to them as well.
Yeah, I would say also when it's time for Industry Collider Day, I got to do a shameless plug.
Oh, please do. Yes, please do. There's a link in the chat as well for the Collider Day.
Yeah.
Make sure you all
Let
come.
me, you guys are officially my guests. So when you see me there, you say, "Hey, Martina, I was on your forum Zoom call so I can help you." That's my job. And I will introduce you to any PM that you want to talk to.
Wow,
And
what
I'm
an
going to
offer.
encourage you to go to our how to do business with DLA. And when you register for Industry Collider Day, make sure you register for the matchmaking session. And the reason why that's important is that we'll match you up with that PM, but we're also going to match you up with that DLA end user that understands when you go into sustainment, what that looks like, and will also give you the 411 on what their problems are.
Oh, perfect.
And then those same folks are the ones who really influence the BAA and the requirement. So it's
Right.
all full circle. So I'm going to give all that to you. Just get there. It's free.
Right, right. Yeah, it's free.
It's
It's in
free.
Alexandria. It's all the PMs corral. I
September the
think the
9th.
CIO is going to be there. There's going to be all the DLA top brass.
Every MSC commander to talk about their supply chain will be there.
Oh, that's perfect.
Everybody will be there. You got carte blanche access. We're going to do our security checks, of course.
Yeah.
But just register
Yeah.
and you're good to go. Yeah, yeah. I tell you, it's the best opportunity ever. It's free. You're going to be exposed to everyone. We don't limit conversations. You guys know how to network. And of course,
Yep.
we have a networking social afterwards. So if you don't get it in there, people hang out afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's going to be great. I know forum's going to be front and center there for sure. So let
Yeah,
me ask you
absolutely.
another question as we head
Sure.
towards the last part here, Martina, and then I'll open it up for Q&A for the audience. So, this question is not just for DLA because a lot of people struggle with this in the cyber programs. Many organizations struggle to transition a successful prototype into a program of record.
Yes.
So they call it the bridging of the valley of death. How is DLA really helping partners bridge that gap to be a full-scale deployment? This is actually something that we think about a lot is, we don't want to just be a cyber farm, and those are real things where you're just out there trying to get that, the phase ones, but like how do you actually get it into like the phase threes?
Yeah, so I would say DLA has in the past has struggled with this. But last year we transitioned 45 of our programs. Mm,
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I'm real proud of that. Real proud. We have made a concerted effort to transition, and the way that we've done that I would say about four things. One, we have a team called the RTET team, which is Applied Research Testing for Emerging Technologies. And that is the team, if you have an IT solution, that we set you up from day one. If you
Oh,
say you want to work in Google, then we're going to make sure you know all the Google services. We're going to make sure you get a CAT card. We're going to make sure you get a GFE, a government furnished equipment. Because guess what? We want to make you a DLAer. Because once you're a DLAer, then you have access to all the tools to make sure that your solution can
right,
be sustained. And that
right.
means you need an ATO, right? So we're going to
Mm,
walk you through the cybersecurity, make sure you get all your documentation. We're going to walk you through to make sure that your software is on our accepted government list for software. We're going to make sure that you're connected to the right stakeholders so that when you do your testing, you get that direct feedback. And then again, like I said, with the money, we start setting you up for the financial and acquisition strategies
yeah,
all while you're here. And not to say that's the nirvana for transition, but if we don't start early
yeah,
in getting you into that life cycle, you're not going to go anywhere. Some of you are
right.
going to fail fast. They're going to be like, that paper
Mm,
is good, but it's going to go on the shelf. Thank you
yeah,
very much. But, but at least we give that, we kind of just I just tell people you need a guide. And
yeah,
and
really.
and that's what's helping our transition. Because we're going to bring in that stakeholder that you're going to meet at Industry Collider Day. It'll be the
Yeah,
same person that you're going to be working with
right,
who's going to say, yeah, that's really works for the warfighter. We're going to take you to their sites.
right.
With DLA, we're travelers because we're global. We
Yeah,
got our warehouses all over the place.
yep.
So whatever solution you're bringing DLA, be prepared to travel.
Oh, I love this. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, that's great. Yeah, no, thank you. This is one of my favorite questions of the whole entire hour. So, and then we'll kind of wrap this question up to see if there's other questions from
Okay.
the audience. So, interagency synergy, I know from having read the strategic plan that DLA really wants to be the fourth of state of all of the fourth estates, like number one, which I'm all here for. Let's make it happen. And I'm here for that. So innovation doesn't happen in a vacuum. How does the J6A coordinate with other DOW innovation hubs and service branches to avoid duplicating R&D and manufacturing and logistics across the enterprise?
So I directed you, and I'll have Asia put in the chat. It's the JDMTP, the Joint Defense Manufacturing Technology Panel. That is all of the services R&D programs, and we definitely have alliances with other whole of government agency. But we have something we called a smart book, and it lists all of the projects that each of the services that are doing.
Oh,
And this
wow.
body of folks meet together like monthly and they go over it and say, hey, I'm doing that. Let's cost share. Hey, can we piggyback? This is duplicating ours. So we kind of all have our niche. DLA, the services, they focus on programs that they care about. The Army, it's about their weapons, right?
Right.
Nobody cares about logistics except us because that's what we do. But they understand since we're doing manufacturing,
Right.
the additive part is something the Army may be interested in for one of their tanks.
Right.
When we're doing batteries, the Air Force is interested because they want to put those batteries on their planes. So we have synergies and we do have joint programs. So that's really key. And when I talk about Industry Collider Day, we invite all the services to it.
Oh,
So
that's
yes. So they will be there. All those programs, Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, and some of the whole of government folks, they'll be at Industry Collider Day. So you have an opportunity to talk to them like, hey, what programs you guys working on?
so Martina, is everybody going to be in uniform? Because now I have to rethink my outfit now.
Well, let me just give you some inside baseball.
Inside baseball.
Number one, the color scheme, because this is America's 250th
Right.
anniversary.
So are we doing red, white, blue?
So we are definitely in the red, white, and blue, girl. Yes, yes, red, white, and blue is going to be in the house.
Got
Now,
it.
you know, I'm Army,
Hmm.
so I'm not going to be in full regalia, but my Director General similarly mandates anybody, and we have invited all the services. DLA has the services working for them.
Oh yeah.
Everyone will be in full regalia. We can't say warfighter first, warfighter always if we don't showcase the warfighter.
Right. That part.
Yeah. I mean, we're all about the warfighter. You just can't have them. They influence everything we do.
Right, right. No, no,
We-
definitely. Wow,
yeah.
I was gonna show up in a regular suit, but I think I'm gonna have to rethink my approach.
Well, I'm just telling you, you'll get a flag pin when you get there. We're giving out flag pins and
Oh,
everything.
I love
We're
this.
all about the red, white, and blue here.
Oh, this is very exciting. Well, thank you for that be inside baseball. I'll be make sure that I'm totally prepared for that.
Okay, I can't wait to meet you in person.
I know it'll be a lot of fun for sure. So I wanted
Absolutely.
to now open it up for any Q&A from the audience. I was kind of checking in the chat. It looks like we do have a question.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't see any questions. There's no Q&A. Is there any Q&A coming in from the Q&A? Um, y'all don't hesitate to ask Martina. This is your chance. Like, she's a captive audience. This is the right time. Okay, we don't have any questions coming in yet. So let me ask you this. This is actually a really good question about balancing the timelines. So, supply chain resilience is a national security imperative. And how does the J68 balance immediate, short-term, and sort of long-term structural goals with kind of what you're purchasing?
Yeah, it's a challenge. It really it's a balance in working with the services to ensure that we understand kind of their landscape, what their demands look like, in terms of how they wanted to support the warfighter. And so
Right.
each of our supply chains really takes a good look at what the strategy is and works very closely with the services on their demand planning so that we can have a supply chain that is not only resilient, but looking across the board to fortify those resources, to fortify the resources so that we're able to respond in a rapid and a proactive fashion. So innovation is a part of that. It's a huge piece of it because our supply chains can only be resilient if we're being cutting edge.
Right.
So us instituting various practices and innovations into the supply chain really supports the resiliency of it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And you
Mhm.
probably have, you know, this is moving up the list of priorities based on different things that are happening and different needs that are coming in. So it's probably one of the biggest parts of your job is just trying to be reactive to what's happening and what's hot at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And always not wanting to be in that reactive seat.
Yeah.
Um, and that's a hard seat to be in. Some things just, natural disaster, hurricane hits, hey, we can't do nothing about it. But we got systems out there that can forecast those things. But it's a challenge. Um, I think that DLA positions itself in different places to ensure that stockpiles are ready, that we're staged enough to respond and maybe not 100% fashion, but at least kick things and get them off the ground, and then we catch up afterwards. But that's one reason why we're like AI is so big with us right now because AI is really that predictive analytics game changer that's going to give us the decisive advantage across our global supply chains.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, I know we talked about zero trust, and we talked about quantum, and those were kind of like the future things, but looking ahead to the next 12 to 18 months. What areas outside of those two, with advanced manufacturing and logistics, do you think are really hot that we should be paying attention to from an industry perspective?
I think you just did additive advance definitely on the horizon and has been. So that is,
That's a 3D printing thing?
yeah, 3D printing. And also, it's also additive manufacturing at the edge. So right now, what we're doing is streaming tech data packages, which is really kind of the guts, just like of a part.
Right.
We now have the capability to stream that over to Ukraine and say, hey, build this.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we no longer, we're printing on the fly now.
Right. And
Yeah,
so
and
instead of
that's
sending it over as like a printed element, you're sending them like, hey, here's the keys to
here's the
printing.
specs. They already have set up with their 3D printers. They've already got all of the, the resources, the polymers that to actually support it. And so that's kind of a whole new line of business for DLA because now we're doing additive at the point of at the tip of the spear, right? So
Yeah.
people need a part. You can't wait for it to get shipped over.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I think, yeah, that,
additive is definitely cutting edge. But the thing what I've learned is that with all these technologies, there's sub technologies
oh,
that
yeah.
support it.
Right.
So don't get wrapped around the big thing.
Yeah.
Wrapped around the small things, because that's where you're gonna make your money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I said, when it comes to 3D printer, well, how are they getting the polymers? How
Right.
how are we using recycled materials? Where's steel coming from? What are some of the technologies that can accelerate it? Like we started streaming, so we got a company that's kind of the government Netflix, right? These are unheard of jobs. So with
Yeah.
AI, there's unheard of jobs that we never had before. So just think of the small things that to carve your niche. Don't get hung up on getting the big thing. Eh, the big thing is going to be the big thing, but the small things is where you're making money.
Right, right. What a great piece of advice, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's not all about like, oh, how can you solve for quantum, right? It's
Yeah.
like, how do you solve the little things that help the agency move their mission forward, that
The
like solve
chip,
the problem?
the chip for quantum.
Yeah, exactly,
The
exactly.
chip is great.
The pieces that kind of like solve
Yeah.
the bigger
Yeah.
problem.
Absolutely.
I love that. That's great. I don't see any other questions coming in. Let's talk about Collider Day just for like one more time. So everybody on the call, if you're not registered for Collider Day, please do get registered. Please send it out. And I'm also going to do my own push as well for you, Martina, because I know that's one of the better industry days out there for not just like you had said for DLA, but for the DoD at large. Um, so what can we expect that day? So do we kind of
Oh,
come in the morning and there's like a lot of people and there's an agenda and every agency's kind of like talking about their needs and different people are there. So what else can we expect and how can we show up the best prepared? Should we all have our capability statements in hand and kind of be ready for it?
so what I would say first, I don't want all talk. I gotta say, my pet peeve is I go to conferences, people are talking at me all day.
Oh yeah.
I got information overload. Us high tech, innovative type people, we got to do some stuff, So right now we have 600 signups, right? That people,
Wow.
yeah, it's like we're off the chain because what you're going to get when you walked in, we're going to have live demonstrations, all of our capabilities. So you want to know what we're doing with robotics. You want to know what we're doing with 3D. You want to know what we're doing with AI. You want to know these things. We're going to have the people there. Those apparatuses, those computers are going to be set up and the PMs and the vendor that's supporting them. So you already know we're pushing partnerships with some of our big partners like Google,
Hmm.
like AWS. We're
Yeah.
pushing partnerships because we know you as small business, you may not have all the tools to
Right.
go big. But if you partner with somebody and combine your solution,
Yep.
boom, that's the collision piece. So we are building collision. So live demonstrations
Love that.
there.
Hmm.
You're going to hear right from our director, General Simmerly. He's
Awesome.
going to tell you the vision. So look at it as the strategic plan going live.
Oh
You'll
wow.
get, yeah, you'll get to just talk to him. General
Yeah.
Simmerly is cool. The other is the MSC commanders. Each of our supply chains are going to be there and they're going to be walking around but they're going to have a big round table. You can understand what's the priority for that supply chain. You can ask them any question. So again, the carte blanche access to folks is ridiculous.
I love that. So we did have a question come in. The question is from Chris Bach, and
Hey, Chris, I know who he is. Hey, Chris, long
yeah,
time.
he said, "Thanks for doing this and sharing the inside baseball. A lot of cutting edge R&D quantum is being led by the large companies like IBM and Google, not a surprise. Are firms like IBM and Google going to be participating and presenting at the Collider Day?"
No. Google, no, they won't. No, So Industry Collider Day started out as a way for us to showcase R&D to industry. Just all the programs we have, all the Mantecs, the AM, the castings and forging, our manufacturing side and our logistics side. That was the intent. Then we had our CIO came up with the idea, well, why don't you award contracts? Why don't you have a Shark Tank? So that's embedded in it. So you're going to see 10 companies get a phase one silver award. We're going to award $1 million that day.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time. So that's the big piece. We are going to do things geared towards large businesses. The only reason why Google is being there, they're not presenting, but their capability is going to be presented because they're doing all of the AI for us. With us launching Gemini, so they will be there. Um, IBM is going to be there, but they just have a booth. But we're not giving any of the large companies um, big talk space.
Right.
No, because legally, I get flack for that. But
Yeah.
I would tell you the small businesses that have won Collider Day awards for the past 7 years, because we're seven now, um, they're gonna there's a segment called Where Are They Now? So for
Oh,
small businesses, this is an opportunity for you to talk with them so they can tell you their journey.
this is
So just know that it's
awesome.
happening. But yeah, so they'll be there, but they're not going to have their own booths and stuff like that. I said only Google because of AI.
Right, right, right. No, that's actually great, Martina. Thank you. And Chris, I know I don't know you per se, but if you want to know the right point of contact for Quantum for either one of those two companies, just let me know.
Yeah. I
Okay.
know we're wrapping up,
We're
Alexa.
running up on time. I
Okay.
think this is a good time. So, Martina, if you want to leave everybody with like one more statement, then we can kind of close it out. But before we do that, I just wanted to say I've done a lot of these. Thank you so much. This was so engaging, and you shared so much great information with us. I feel like I could go out and really get the word out there for DLA and Collider Day. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. And I really enjoyed. I like doing these things because small businesses, I know that you're really looking to grow and you just need some help. And that's our role. If we want to bring innovation, we want to bring new technologists and solution providers into the DOW. This is what we have to do. We have to extend to you. We have to be the outreach people. So I want to engage with you. So again, inviting you to Industry Collider Day. If you don't make it, send me a note. Make sure, Asia, put my information in the chat, martina.johnson@dla.mil. Send me a note. I'll help you the best way I can because we really want to embrace the spirit of all of businesses, large and small, but especially small businesses, to support you. And we've made millionaires at this point, so I'm into that too. Okay?
Well, I appreciate you, Martina. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day, and we will
All
connect
right.
with you at Collider Day, if not before.
Okay, absolutely. You guys have a good day and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you
Look
so
forward
much.
to you.
Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.